Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Android 18 link state and basically just how good she can be at 100% in the hidden potential system. This is the free-to-play Android 18 who obviously came out with the Dragon Ball crossover special Z Fighters celebration, so the one featuring Android 21. And this Android 18 is pretty good. She's got quite a hell of a passive, but let's take a look at her and just kind of break it down. So she's a crossover category lead of 50%, that's not a big issue. She greatly raises attack and defense for one turn on her super attack, which is very good. In terms of her passive, she's got attack and defense of 100%. She gets an additional attack and defense at 20% with each turn passed, up to 100%. She gets an additional 50% attack and defense when performing a super. She gets an additional attack and defense of 100% when there's another androids or crossover category ally attacking in the same turn or androids or crossover enemy. She gives androids category allies 30% attack and defense and 1 ki, and an additional 20% defense and ki plus 1 for characters who are also on the crossover category. Starting from the third turn from her entry, she will recover 18% HP at the start of her turn, gets ki plus 2, and has an additional attack of 180% for 5 turns when HP is 80% or less. Overall, she's pretty good. She's got Brainiacs, Twin Terrors, Android Assault, Shocking Speed, Battlefield Diva, Infinite Energy, and Sharing the Limit, and she's on Androids, Battlewits, Bond, Parent and Child, Crossover, Pepe Gal, Siblings, Bond, and Worthy Rivals. One really good thing about her passive is that she only needs to have a Androids or Crossover category ally in the same turn. What that means is that you can get by running her on quite a few teams. For example, you can run her as a floater as long as you have an android in each rotation. You can run her as a floater on a crossover team. You can run her as a second slot pairing unit. You can run her as a lot of things. She basically doesn't need a lot. Even though it seems like she needs a lot, she doesn't. And plus the fact that you can also use it when you're facing an androids or crossover category enemy means you can run her on a couple teams as well. Yeah, that's basically if you're just facing an androids or crossover category enemy, you don't need to basically put her on that team. So I think, for me, Android 18 is good. Stats wise, we're looking at start of turn, give or take, depending on obviously how much support you have on the rotation, we are looking at around between 150 to 177 in terms of her start of turn defense. That's with a lot of support though. In terms of a max, we're looking at probably around the 226, 230 mark before super. So 226, 230, 240k, that's pretty good because remember she does raise her attack and defense by 50%, which is fine. This means that, basically she'll be at around like 360-ish k before she kicks off with raising attack and defense as well. So, pretty straightforward, essentially. Pretty simple. So I think for her, what are we looking at? After super, maybe close to around 400k, give or take, which is pretty good. Definitely over 400k with a lot of support on the rotation. Damage-wise, a lot of it's locked between the health requirement. So the max kind of DPS you're looking at, or damage, attack stat you're looking at is around 3 mil. 3 mil, 3.2 mil with quite a bit of support again. But if you get below the 80% health threshold, that's when things start to get pretty interesting and she can start to put up some pretty nice numbers. We're looking at like 4.5, 5 million. The big thing with Android 18, ultimately at the end of the day, is I just think she's a pretty well designed, good construct free-to-play unit. She provides support, which is nice. She's a good linking partner for a unit that's recently come out that's summonable, being the Android 21s. She shares 4 links with both of them, I believe. She supports them, 50% defense, 30% attack. I think this is a good space for Android 18 to be in. I would have liked her to maybe have evasion, even just 30%. I think could have been really good because it would have, in essence, given her some kind of utility to evade maybe the big hard-hitting super attacks. I don't think free-to-play units need to survive super attacks. And provide support and do decent damage and restore health. I just think if they have a tiny bit of evasion, but you could do that with the hidden potential system, I guess. Now, in terms of hidden potential system, being a free-to-play unit, obviously, for me, the build was more like additionals, floating in with a tiny bit of crit. little bit of evasion, just kind of a mixed bag. Just give her kind of like a utilitarian kit to kind of just see how she fluctuates. Technically speaking, if you really wanted to use her in hard content, you probably would go full evasion. Additionals do help her out, but her defense after super, generally speaking, is good enough raw to take most events, whereas the evasion will help her avoid super attacks. In terms of linking and link level partners, link leveling, not too much of a concern. Link partners, Android Assault is definitely the priority. Shocking Speed is also pretty good. You've got Infinite Energy and Battlefield Diva and Sharing the Limits. You've got 4 key links alongside Android Assault, so you should be fine. I think overall, link set wise, she's pretty good. She's got your standard kind of Android 18 array, pretty good stuff. It's a really strong link set. I think it's good on the Android's team. It's good on a crossover team. She's got enough to link with Android 21, Android 18, Android 17. She's alright with the LR Android 17, 18. She's okay with other Androids that have Android Assault. So at the end of the day, she's pretty fine. I think, for me, there's nothing wrong with Android 18. On the scale of free-to-play units, I think she's pretty good. And I think she does exactly what she's needed to do. So overall, honestly speaking, I think she's fine. Link leveling wise, you do get a lot from it. But again, link leveling free-to-play units, not really something I endorse. Yeah, from my side, not really something I think I should endorse. But at the same time, I do understand if people want to give her that extra boost. If they plan on using her, and she will link level, naturally if you do use her a lot. Overall, if you're someone who's got Android 21, or you're someone who's just needing to fill up your Android's team, she's definitely a good option. And I think for me overall, she's a lot of fun. And she's really, 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 really solid. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and bye.